is going on, everybody? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. I'm trying to have a good Friday. Week's been hectic, but we're here. We're happy, and we're here to talk about some toys. Welcome to another episode of Finny Equation Podcast. I'm your host, Arthur Grzin, here with a good friend of mine, pal, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Disavowed.
Dante, Infinite Equation Podcast people, what goes on? Happy Friday. And I didn't want to forget to do this, Dante. I got to get it out of the way early. Everybody, if you're not from Pennsylvania, happy Groundhog Day. Do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube. Tap it in. Pennsylvania Polka. Play it one time. You'll be addicted for life. We are getting an early spring. Thankful that little tiny critter crawling out of the hole.
Yeah, an old groundhog.
Groundhog helping us out.
I tried catching one day. He was a little faster than I thought he was.
Yeah, man. He can move for a little guy.
Yes, he can. But if you're new here, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. And if you like what you see and like what you're feeling here, hit the membership button. Because next week, that membership does pay off. So I won't tell you who's going to be here. The members will find out first who's going to be here next week. So, other than that, how you doing, Tim?
I'm doing all right. Did some hardcore adulting today with the GF. So it was an interesting multiple hours here, but here we are. The vehicle's up and running again, which is good. Knock on wood.
That's good.
I had some issues with the vehicle, so that seems to be better. We're not going to say great. But other than that, Dante, just looking forward to talking about all these reveals this week and toys and figs and plastic and whatever other randomness we get to. How you doing, man? What you been up to? How's your week going?
It's been busy. But I do want to thank everybody who did watch the YouTube short I put up. Everybody who liked my picture that I finally put up after like months and months and months of like delay and waiting. I was just BSing, but I finally put it up. So I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. Got some stuff that I'm working on right now. Half of it came out good. One thing came out pretty decent, but I got to reprint it. So yeah, it's been pretty good. Somewhat decent.
It's always a good time. Again, like I always say to myself, I want to do more photography with figs. I'm never going to be a fig photographer, per se, but just finding more ways to have fun with my toys and my action figures. And I really did think that your pictures were very cool this past week that you posted on Instagram. Very awesome, sir. So it's anytime we can get more bang for our buck with these things, it's always a lot of fun.
Definitely. So Tim, let's see who's here watching with us.
Yeah, let's see who's in the house tonight here. As Dante said earlier, if you are new, you're watching this on a playback, you're here live for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps a lot, believe it or not. Hit the like button if you feel that's something you'd like to do. Helps the old Al Gore ism a whole lot. But for those of you who are here, we appreciate it. Damien, how you doing, Damien? He said, hey, Dante, Tim, and company, on a bit of a Mo2 hype at moment. Then again, why not?
Exactly. Why not?
Stratos, what's going on? Don Marchucciano, he's a channel member, says made it in time. Just finished cooking dinner for the family. Very nice. Mobile Recluse says, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Some guy named Disavowed Action Figures is in the chat. Oh, that's scumbag. Yeah, we ignore him. I heard he realizes a strong opinion on wrestling. Yeah.
He bought up on my ninja figures.
He bought all my figures. They're everywhere. They're just falling out of every crevice. David R says, good evening, everybody. Robert Diaz, channel member, says, it's time. Dr. Bones, the counseling educator. What goes on? Goon Squad, how we doing tonight? I think we answered that. Dante, we're doing okay.
Yeah, good.
Bart in the house. Can't catch the whole show. Got military stuff this weekend, but I'll stay as long as again. Bart, thank you for your service, sir, in these tumultuous times we are living in. We appreciate people who are obviously dedicating their time to the military. Happy accident with the X's says, yo, happy Friday. Putting finishing touches on submission for the latest NPC/AI milestone day. I don't know what that is, Dante.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Accident, let us know in the chat. Educate us. We'd like to learn. Greg Fenstead says, Ned Rearson? Don't know that reference either. I got nothing on that one.
Yeah, I don't know that one either. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
good.
Greg.
I don't
Greg's
know.
got some great references that he educates us on.
Yes.
He also said, don't ever talk about perfect life insurance today. You are talking to Mephisto, and he will time loop you. I'm guessing that's Groundhog's Day. That's what it is. Ned from Groundhog's Day. That was the reference.
Oh, okay.
I just watched it 20 minutes ago, Alyssa. We were watching it on AMC. So Ned Rearson. Okay, now I get it. Okay. Sorry, Greg. Took me a minute. Dom says we didn't have a groundhog this year. They couldn't find one. Oh, no.
I'm not surprised.
Mobile Recluse, new member, Dante.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Robert Diaz says next week Dante has the creator of the AOA comics on as a guest.
No, not even
Not
remotely
happening.
close.
We tried. James, a.k.a. Ratface44. Yo. How are you? Dante, if you could highlight Damien's comment there. I was going to hit on this at the end of the welcoming, but yes, R.I.P. Carl Weathers. The dude is in current Super Bowl commercials, for God's sake. How?
It's a shame.
Why?
76 years old.
All these cool people. He even drove a motorcycle in the last commercial. Oh,
yeah.
Man, Unboxing Art is here. Check his shows out on Wednesday nights. I'm going to start a new fig photography series, Figs and Buttholes.
Nonsense. Just nonsense. Pure nonsense. Not even pure imagination. It's pure nonsense.
Man Beast Boy is here. What's going on, Man Beast Boy? How are you, man? Nom Rugged is in the house. Greetings and salutations, my action figure amigos. A very beautiful lady next door named A Tizzle says happy Friday, everybody. Channel member NJ Tree is here. And you know what, Dante? What can't you do?
Just can't teach that.
He is in the house. He's finding some gold down there in his Ross aisles. We get to everybody else here. Did I mention everybody? Stryden. Channel member Stryden is here, Dante.
Hey, Stryden.
And channel member 4 Feathers for Life is in the house. Says, what's up, Dante? Disavowed. Everybody. And yes, again, R.I.P. Carl Weathers. Pour some out for somebody's proverbial homie. Definitely a sad thing to hear when we lose cool people. And they're going to have to recast them or figure out a way to write them out of The Mandalorian, right?
I'm sure they'll probably they just say, hey, Grief Karga passed away while you were gone, Mando, or something like that, to that effect.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something to address it. But yeah, for sure, definitely weird having him pass away. And what can you say, man, when cool people pass? And 76 nowadays is pretty young when you think about it, the grand scheme of things, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, Dante, I think we're all caught up. 4 Feathers, a bunch of cheers. But other than that, yeah, man, what do we got going on tonight?
Oh, man. So I finally sat down and watched Masters of the Universe Revolutions. Man, for 5 episodes, they jammed a lot in there, but it was good. It was worth it. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I watched the first episode up until like 5 minutes were left, and I haven't touched it since, unfortunately. I had just a little problem. The problem was called Letterkenny. The new Letterkenny season dropped right after Christmas, and I had forgotten / didn't know, one of the two. So I'm like all back into Letterkenny now, and I've been kind of watching some other stuff. So I'm hoping maybe this weekend kick back and knock through those. Is it 6 episodes total, Dante, or 5?
It's just 5.
5. Okay. So I could probably knock that out in an afternoon. So
yeah, they go pretty fast.
In the house, 6 packs. And Nick Max says Chubbs got his hand back today.
Hey, happy. Look, I got my hand back.
Just tap it in. A little tap-a-roo. Give it a little tap.
I'll agree with Rob. He says the statue will be resurrected in an episode of Mando. Yeah, I think they'll put up a statue for him.
Yeah, good call.
Thank you, Damien. Says the hoodie, like the hoodies. So this is what I was talking about last week. I got from Target. So it was like, it has like the Marvel comics at the bottom. So I'm about to take it off because this is super warm down here, and with this fan on, it's like I am baking in this thing.
Baking makes me think of summertime and hashtag loose joint season.
I'm about to be loose joints.
Well, Dante, do you want to know who else apparently has loose joints or loose ligaments or I don't know, loose muscles?
Punk, stop it, man. Leave that man alone.
I just need to say, I'm not a hater. I don't hate the guy. I love. By the way, this action figure is effing awesome. This is a great figure. I waited way too long to open it. But here's the thing: facts are facts, people. Okay, 3 major injuries in 14 televised matches. Literally, in the span of 14 televised matches, the man had 3 major injuries, preventing him from doing his job. You at least got to admit, if that were any other professional sport, people would be having the conversation, is this athlete injury prone? And moving forward, Dante, will the WWE be confident giving him a strap? Because again, you give him a strap and he gets hurt, you're backpedaling. So I'm just stating the facts for everybody. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Well, disavowed. What I got to do is we'll give him a strap. Okay, we'll give him the strap. And then we'll put him on this big run. And then he'll take the belt and leave and kiss everybody goodbye again. Now, I look at it this way. He's fine. I think he'll be fine. It was probably like one of those freak accidents that happened to him in the Rumble. Because when he wrestled Dom, he was fine.
3 freak accidents in 14 televised matches, though.
Hold on. But the thing is, look how many injured AEW wrestlers are out there out right now. Mm-hmm. Compared to just the one, CM Punk. Now he can still cut promos if they need him to. I don't think it's like super, it may be serious enough that he may need surgery, but he can still come back in, with his hand and his arm and sling, and say, still cut the promos that he needs to cut to keep whatever storyline alive. But I don't think it's bad enough as okay, we need to start looking at him injury prone. There's how many times has NXT call-ups have come up and gotten injured on Raw, that their first or second match. I look at it kind of that way. So I don't look at it as too bad. I think it's just we gotta kind of look at it like this. Right now, how many people are injured in WWE that are not wrestling?
They have a good number of injuries, I think, right now, right?
But who are not wrestling? Who are not wrestling, though? Charlotte, Punk at the moment, and who else is a top star that's not wrestling?
I don't watch it very often, so I'm not. Okay. I just know I read an article where their injuries were starting to pile up a little bit because they mentioned about trying to sign what's his name from NJPW that everybody's chasing after now.
Oh, Okada.
Yeah,
that's been long. That's been since last year. They've been trying. That's been a whole story. So that's your 2 big stars, Punk and Charlotte. Okay, cool. You still have other stars that can run the company.
Now, Seth Rollins is kind of on the shelf too. That's what I was thinking of.
Right, but he still wrestles though.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at AEW. You had Bryan Danielson, who was out for a hot minute. Again, concussion. How many concussions is it going to take for you to say, let me go ahead and stop? I'm sorry. Thank you, Pokey. And Rey Mysterio. So that's 3 for WWE. They
didn't even know he was hurt. So that shows my WWE
That shows you how much I care about Rey Mysterio. He needs to go home.
Hey, Omega Weapon said, this, I didn't expect this. It said, remember, hang on. It jumped. Remember during the Rumble, I'd said he looks washed up. So I don't know if he's saying that he thought he looked washed up or if somebody else said that or not. Maybe because of the injury.
This is the thing. I don't think he has the stamina to go long matches anymore. That's the issue. I don't think it's really washed up. I think it's just it's kind of like when you have Brock Lesnar going against somebody. Brock Lesnar he was sweat. This man was dripping sweat. You tired, Brock. When he first came back, you could tell he was tired. Yeah. He was tired because he didn't really have the stamina to go long matches. Doing all the same moves and how many suplex cities are you going to take somebody to? You take 13. You're up here sweating like a pig in slop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to your point, Dante, as well, I think that's reflected because, again, flashing back to his AEW time, this stat I don't know the number for, but I know from watching it's very high. Very few of those 14 matches were singles matches. A
Yeah.
lot of those were tag team, triples. So, like, they're acknowledging that he doesn't have it all. But again, the dude isn't young. I get that. Like, I don't fault him for
Yeah.
that. And I like him as a performer. I don't want people think I want to twist that, but like, it's just, and I know we're comparing AEW injuries to WWE injuries. That wasn't my original point. It's
I
Punk
understand.
himself. Like, you got to start to ask the question. I mean, he was out for 10 years. Oh, that was the other thing. The meme that Six Packs posted. I did not wait 10 years to come back to lose to Dusty's kid. And it cuts away to the Always Sunny in Philadelphia intro. That was,
You
I
waited
laughed
10 years to come back to lose to Dusty's kid.
That might have been the funniest thing I saw or read this week. That had me in stitches. It was so funny. Very
But it's
creative.
the same thing with the rubber chicken and Cody's mat. Like after Cody lost to Roman Reigns, like okay, yeah, it's funny. All right, yeah, it's cool. Like look at you, they got you. But the thing for me is, even the thing is, when Punk was in AEW and was injured, it was like, all right, now who do we build up?
Who gets pushed? Yeah.
WWE. Hey, we still got a show we can still put on. We still got stars. We got Cody. We got Seth. We got Drew. We got the Judgment Day. Like, we can still go on. The show will not stop. Like, we still have stars that we can still put out there and people will still love it. We got DIY. We got Imperium. Like, you can rattle off more people like of in WWE than in AEW. Like, well, who should go to tag team? Well, I don't really know. I mean, is FTR's there, and there's a lot of triple tag teams out there. Like everybody in AEW is like a triple tag team. Like it's like I don't understand that. Where are your regular tag teams? You got.
I guess what that is. I think that's more of a reflection of that the AEW is a lot more factions than WWE has. I think when you have a faction thrown together, it's very easy to be associated with being trios. Whereas, like for instance, oh God, not Dark Order. I do this every freaking time. House of Black.
Yeah.
House of Black. You have a trios, but they also wrestle as a tag. So like, I think that's why it's perceived there's so many trios teams because of that. Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. Like you really. Okay, and I'll say this one more time, and just for the last thing. So we're talking about wrestling. Rankings are BS.
I was waiting for it. I was going to bring it up. I knew you might. Yes. Rankings
are trash. There's no point having rankings in wrestling if everything's scripted out. That makes the dumbest sense ever.
Kind of like gambling on wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't get
gambling
that.
Wrestling. Gambling wrestling, I can kind of understand because we don't know who it's going to be. People know backstage, and the writers do, but we don't know. So it's still kind of like up in the air of how like a match may end. That's the thing, we don't know. Like, oh, it's going to end disqualification with this person saying this person won. So that I can understand that a little bit, but a ranking system on when you know who's going to win, why? What's the point of it? What's the point of it? And I've seen people really trying to argue like, oh, well, it helps. No, it doesn't help anything because if they already know who's predetermined to win, what's the point of the ranking system?
Yeah, agreed. And the reason they stifled it to begin with was because it restricted them as to the storytelling they could give. They obviously had to be beholden to that ranking. That's why they got away from it. And I just think it comes back to the original concept that they want to present the product as not sports entertainment, but an actual league or sports. So like, that's just something again, where I totally agree with your point, Dante, on that it doesn't make sense to do it. But if they're trying to push that to be separate of WWE, and also I think they're trying to find ways to define themselves as not being WWE. And I think that's one reason they brought those back, because they could say like, oh, there's something we do, they don't do. And this is why another reason you should watch us and not them.
Nobody cares. That's the thing. Nobody cares about the ranking system. The only people who think that wrestling is still real care about ranking systems. And even the people who know it's fake, there are some people who still say, hey, the ranking system, gee golly, that's great. Glad you brought it back there, Tony Khan. No, that's stupid. If WWE had a ranking system, man, I'm like, I don't even know if I could, like, what's the point? I couldn't take it seriously. There's no way you can take a ranking system seriously. And then somebody had nerve to say, like, oh, but people take UFC seriously because they're actually hitting each other. You don't know who's gonna win. We've seen people get knocked out one punch, and it's like, oh, that person's gonna, I didn't know that person's gonna knock him out like that. But okay, they talked a lot of trash.
With that said, CM Punk has been injured more in a scripted sport than a real sport where it's not scripted. So, and again, he was a lot younger then, and they stopped him in that.
Let's take that back because there's some basketball players who have been injured probably more than CM Punk.
Yeah, maybe.
There's some tall basketball players who have been injured more than CM Punk. That they were like, they make out big stars and then they get injured, and it's like, oh, like what's Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose is prone to injury.
Yes.
So I won't say that. I won't go that far, but I'll say like, yo, maybe, and you know what? When Cody told his story about when he tore his pec, it was just him trying to like show off. Just the dumbest, like it's just an injury that happens when you. And he was just like, he's like, I thought this guy was looking at me like, it's like, oh, he's not gonna out bench press me, and then what happened?
Pop.
He said it was the nicest guy that he could ever talk to. Came over and helped him. Like, yo, and that's the thing. Like, you just never know. It could have been something that was already there, like maybe from Punk working out the like day before, and like then when he did it, like just like, oh, but it was kind of like an awkward move when he was getting Drew McIntyre up too. So that might have been part of it. We don't know. It just happened. What's his name? Adam Cole. Freak accident. Jumping off the rim. Leg.
And you know what? I was talking to Six Packs about that the other day. That completely derailed so much of their planning for their storytelling. Exactly. Like, it just shows you how fragile storytelling can be, because that just, I mean, out of all the injuries that they've had in AEW, that'd be one of the worst ones, because it just completely derailed. Well, and again, Punk's original injury as well derailed obviously a whole summer of storytelling. So, but yeah, I digress, Dante. It's always good to talk wrestling and get it out there for some peeps that watch it. But yeah, crazy times in the wrestling world for sure, man.
Exactly. What's going on, Chad? He's joined us. What's going on, Chad? How you doing? Hope you're doing great. Grace says, remember, Curb Your Enthusiasm for last time final season. Yeah. I haven't, I've only watched a couple episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I never really like sat down and watched the whole season.
Yeah, me either. It's not something I've ever really frequented.
Robert says, Diaz says, gambling on wrestling is like Krusty the Clown betting against the Harlem Globetrotters.
That makes that comment make more sense, Dante. Now, okay.
I don't know. Like, is it really though? Like, because we don't know who's going to win. We know everybody else. Everybody in the back knows who's going to win. The wrestlers know who's going to win. The ref knows who's going to win. But again, freak accident, everything may change up.
I think the concern with that, though, is that somebody knows who's going to win. So if you're gambling on that, it's not necessarily up in the air per se. So somebody knows somebody who has a contact. There's always that possibility of a leak or whatever behind the scenes, which I feel like doesn't really make it. And again, I don't gamble. I don't do fantasy football anymore because I got out of gambling. No shade on people who do. But I think that's my problem with it, is that assuming pro sports isn't already fixed, which some people might say that it is, that's a true toss-up. Whereas with wrestling, it's somebody knows. Somebody knows. And if what somebody knows, other people know, is how I look at that. So it's like anything that gets leaked.
And then what's his name? He's been out for like almost over a year now. Part of Undisputed. What's his name? Not Roderick.
Oh gosh. The redhead guy that was in Red Dragon? Kyle O'Reilly?
Kyle O'Reilly, yes. Yeah. He's been out for like, where's he been at? Nobody had any discussion about when he's coming back, no updates or anything.
You're right.
That is right, Matthew. Every time you walk into a Target's a gamble. You get nothing. You're just like Willy Wonka sitting there like, you get nothing. Good day, sir. Unless you're at one of RG's targets and like, ooh, they're all piled up stuff. Um, Dom says Adam Cole is like glass at this point. How much of his AEW run has been injured? That is very true.
Yeah, what concussion and then the broken foot, right?
Yep. Bone says, Dr. Bone says, but we can acknowledge awesome the pettiness from Drew has been with Punk situation. Yes, that's been great. Robert says Kawhi Leonard is the king of injuries. He is very much so. Pokey says, I picked up WWE Elite Ultimate's Ultimate Warrior today at Target. He is awesome. Which one? Is that the newest one? Because I don't know if I've seen that one. And then Felipe Torres, hello. I said, also says, LA Knight MJF is making wrestling fun for me again. Well, MJF's not around right now. He's out injured too. Felipe says, nah, even if they are hurt during the match, they still find a way for anyone who wants to.
There is an exception to that, though, Dante.
What's that?
The Mercedes Moné match against Willow Nightingale. Oh, it was not an AEW. It was over. It was an NJPW had it, where obviously Monet was supposed to win, and she shattered her ankle, and she herself called an audible and was like, "Pin me." So when
That's
it's
right. Yeah, I
something
remember
that
that, yeah.
quickly, so not to be disagreeable, Felipe, I apologize, but there are definitely times where the wrestlers need to audible and figure a way out of it. Oh, look who comes strolling in the front door, because we heard he thought we heard we're talking about his Target stores, Dante.
He's like, hey. He's like, guys, I heard RG was being talked about.
You got that same tingle he gets, that spider sense, when a new toy shows up at Half Off Store. He's like, are they talking about my Target? I got to get on right now.
Exactly. And then also, too, go with that, you have John Moxley and what's his name? When John Moxley got concussed, when he was the international TV time, whatever belt he had.
Yep. Yeah.
What's going on, White Mike? How you doing? Robert says Ultimate Warrior has 3 ultimates already. Yeah, he does have a lot of ultimates. Felipe says when Triple H fought Undertaker, Taker had a concussion. Taker put him in the Hell's Gate and won. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I do remember that. Archie's here, says hello. And J3 says late as always. Yes, he is always late, but he's always on time. He's always late, but he's right on time for something.
For sure.
But real quick, again, just talking about Masters of Revolution, Masters of the Universe Revolution. It's very well done. Like I said, you get a good amount of backstory for Skeletor in it as well, which is nice. Hordak is a great villain. I will not go too much past that, but some things are changed. And as you know, in the first episode, King Randor dies. So that was one of the things that does change in the show. I think it's a show that has some good bones to it. The story is good. I'm just waiting to see. I'm excited for like the next season to see what they have in store for them. Because, I mean, if they bring Shira in, that'll start branching out even a little bit more. Like, hey, here's your sister. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, Hordak's voice was great. Voiced by Keith David. Yeah, Keith David did play Hordak very well. But again, as much as I love Mark Hamill, Skeletor still sounds like the Joker to me.
Yeah,
and it's hard. Like, I understand it's probably hard for him to like drop that, but it's like when you hear Skeletor, it's like, is it a Joker or Skeletor? And it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's like this is like, but yeah. Welcome, RC Designs. How you doing? Welcome to the show. First time I see you here. Welcome. That's right. Archie, he was the voice of Spawn.
Oh God, I have Yo George thing.
I was like, what happened now? Wait. Yo George here?
That happened last. Well, I now know it's why happening. I'm on a different device, as some people might have noticed. and I haven't been able to upload my own avatar. So last night I was logged in instead of like being a guest on it. So I
Right.
tried to like mess around
Okay.
with the avatar, and I guess now it must have saved his mind. So there you go. I'm now Yojo Jerk. That's funny. I'll
um.
have to give Brian a shout out on that one. That's
There's your
great.
shout out, Brian. There you go.
That is crazy. Because I might even well, I guess maybe I am. Oh, that's probably why I can see you highlighting the chats. So I guess okay. Anyway, sorry, I was thinking this through right now. I guess I'm logged
Nice.
in as I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it's technology. It's not my thing.
Grace says is joke a tour. Like, yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I agree with you on that, Gray. I agree with you on that. Trying to think, was there any other shows? I didn't get a chance to sit down and finish Echo as well. I didn't even sit down and watch Godzilla -1. That was one of my plans to do that. To finish watching to try to start Godzilla -1.
Mhm.
But I did start Bodies, which is pretty good. I did get to I think the second episode. I think I'm on the second episode now. That's a good story. It's a good little story. So there's some good stuff that's out there that you can watch. But then now I'm sucked into Law and Order starting back. It started back up like 2 weeks ago, like a week ago. So
Oh
I'm back on
boy,
my Law and Order
they
kick.
got you. They got you.
That's right. Yo, they always got me. Any Law and Order, I'm really there to watch. And then what else? The Irrational with Jesse Martin. So yeah. And okay, thank you, Greg. Yeah, because I forgot about Mr. and Mrs. Smith dropping out on Amazon Prime, so I gotta start that too. Nick Steele, what's going on? Says, what's up? How you got you guys tuned in? So I was snapping away at some Bandai kits. Yeah, I know Bart's a little upset. I haven't did like another stream of like building some kits, but that'll be this month as well. Archie says, speaking of Spawn / Keith David, came across my original VHS tapes of HBO animated Spawn volumes 1 through 3.
Nice.
Yeah, the VHS. See, what's even better, Art? I got them on DVD. Art.
Tizzle
Yeah,
always
great
hollers
Art.
at me because in our living room here, I still have
Mm.
pretty much all my VHS tapes on display on a shelf. I mean, obviously, like the way they're supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
But she always says like you have so much more space for other things if you box those up. And there's just something about seeing VHS tapes on your shelf. Seeing the artwork, seeing the title. I don't know. I guess it's a nostalgia thing back to when we were kids.
Yeah.
So it's like having those on display. Even if it's just on a shelf. That they're slotted in there like books.
Exactly. Archie says, Echo was meh. I haven't finished it, so I can't say yes or no. I only watched one episode, so I don't know.
I shared my opinions here a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I'd agree. It was man. They evidently, I think we said that time we talked about it. I guess that they wrote it, then they found out their budget got slashed. So it was like, how do we make this work with reduced amount of capital? So like, that is never easy whatsoever when you have a plan already in place. So all the money definitely in those first 3 episodes for sure.
But we know Daredevil is being filmed right now. It's a lot of pictures been put out. Charlie Cox and the team, Foggy Nelson and Karen Page back in there. And some new faces. So it's a lot going on with it. Felipe, yes, we did talk about that, Felipe. We did talk about Carl Weathers. Very sad to hear that. Only 76 passed away, unfortunately. And I knew that would wake up Bart. Well, I hear Gundams. Yes, Bart. I will do that on ssometime this month. I'm not sure what day yet. Nick says, man, you ain't watched Monarch yet? I told you I watched Monarch. I already seen Monarch. I already watched it. Dante shaking my head, loving what they are doing with that new version of Godzilla, but the Pacific Rim reference in the last 2 episodes. Yeah, I did. I've watched Monarch. I know. I've seen it also. I already know what that's about. So I just haven't watched Godzilla -1 yet. And then my buddy Jay did somebody say, Jay, you got a lot of guns to build, so you got time to build some Gundams. Now would be a good time to start building some Gundams. RG says, anyone Tekken 8, I'm addicted. Not yet. I'm thinking about getting Helldivers too. Well, I'm probably roll with that. Bart says, I don't know anything about Echo, the character, but I thought the show was decent. Okay. Pokey says, also found a Christmas Elvira in the wild today. Oh.
Wow. Not too many of those out there. I've only seen maybe 2.
Yeah. I've never seen any. And then Damien says, Tim, I have the original Gun Barrel 007 videos and background display. They still look great, especially the cover design.
Nice.
And that's one thing I do have the VHS of, the original Star Wars movies. And then I bought the DVD versions, and then I bought the Blu-ray versions. Tim, are you frozen?
No, sorry. I'm trying to find an avatar that's not. Again, I'm using a device I typically don't use, and I can't figure out how to save the picture I want to use as my background. So in the event I need to go off camera, I did want to keep ripping off Joe Church here, and using his avatar as mine.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm like, because it looked like you weren't moving there for a second. You were just like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I clicked on those little dots to like pop up the options thing, so maybe it freezes me when I do that. I don't know.
Maybe.
But, yeah. I've tried for a couple of weeks to mess around with it. I can't figure it out. So god darn thing. I just want to connect to the internet. They said it'd be easy. Oh gosh. So what's going on with toys this week, Dante? Lots of toy news from what I hear. Lots of stuff out there in the community.
Yep, that's what I was getting. Here we go. So the first thing we got here is Loose Collector with their new wolves, which are up. So if you don't want to go order it from Big Bad Toy Store, which I did, and I'm kind of like a little upset I did that because they charged a $9 non-refundable deposit.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a little upset. I should just, if I known 5K was going to have them on their website, I would have got them for 5K. But the new wolves are up. I guess this is like a black wolf, and more of a white wolf here. A little bit of color differences with the other ones that they initially announced. But this one's more of a white and kind of gray color.
It's pretty cool, man.
But
again,
they look great.
They do look cool. Again, I remember seeing some videos on these, and I just, you know me, I'm a thrifty guy. I'm thrifty. I don't go out of my lane too often, but I see something like this, and I'm like, man, like these figs look great, man. They're slowly calling to me that I'm making the consideration. I finally pick something like this up.
Well, this is the thing. So this is the thing I would say. Order them from 5K Toys because they're a lot cheaper on 5K than they are on Big Bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because 5K they're charging only $78 plus the shipping. Like Big Bad is like $94. It's like $94, and that's before shipping.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And then you see the height difference between Foray's wolf. I don't know. I think this is the original Werewolf by Night from Toy Biz. I think this one. This is like a Ghostbusters wolf. I'm not sure which wolf this is. And then you got Man Bat from the McFarlane Crazy line. But yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I'm texting A Tizzle next room. Yeah, they're again, like they're definitely cool, and again, they're really building out, quite the collection for your shelf of characters to go along with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I was excited for these. I was like, I did get the I got one of the originals on pre-order, and then I got this one on pre-order. I had to get this one because I was debating if I should get this one or this one here. So I was like, no, it's like I want them to mix it up. So
does it have like an estimated delivery date with it, or is it just like sometime in the future kind of thing?
They're saying summer of this year.
It's not too bad in terms of pre-orders. I mean, obviously, Mezco people and other collectors and other lines know they're waiting a long time. So that's not horrific to think just till the summer. It's, believe it or not, it's not that far away. You really think about it.
No. And I mean, with Loose Collector, you get some fine toys. You get some good toys. Like Mr. Hyatt was great. Red Sonja was great. All their female figures have been awesome. If you go check out Just J Hernandez, he has a Rocketeer figure. And also, I think he has most like him and then Art also have a lot of female figures that they put out. So go check them out if you're interested in getting more of them. But also, excuse me, 5K now said they are official sellers of these collectors now. So that's another good thing. So you get them at you can get them probably at a better price than most places.
I'm just gonna plug my charger while we're talking here. Okay.
Okay, no problem. But yeah, this is really good because 5K's been knocking it out of the park. Like they're quick on shipping. If you haven't ordered anything for 5K, I suggest you do. Like anything like these that you want, 5K is quick on shipping. They do not play around. Like what you pay, they let you do two payment installments. The first time you put a down payment, and the second time you pay it off, and then bam, it's out. They like, yo, they got the payment. Like they send that out within that same day or the next day. They do not play around.
That's pretty cool.
I have no problems with 5K toys. I will highly promote them all day, every day. They are super awesome, great shipping. Never had a problem with them. There's one figure I think is still on pre-order that never came out, so I don't know what happened with that. But yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Bart said I saw those. They look awesome, but they're $100. Yes, on Big Bad Toy Store they are, but if you go to 5K, they are $78. Shrine says those wolves. Yes, they're knocking it out of the park. Damien says, cool looking wolf, still my favorite. Will always be the Naked Werewolf and London one. Yeah, I do have that one as well. That's a great looking wolf, but I like these because they're more articulated. You get a little bit more range out of them, and you can use them for different things.
My big thing is I want something wolf wise. I've looked at many different figures over the last year to basically be my stand-in Werewolf by Night for my Marvel Legends shelf. So there's a lot of good wolves out there. Even the Jada Toys Wolfman or the NECA Toys, all those Wolfmen I consider picking up, but I can't find one that I feel like is like gonna take that slot over until we get a Marvel Legend of it, which I know we're going to eventually.
Right. I would say the Foray one is William Veteran is like a good stand-in for him. I would say that because when Veteran wins, you get multiple out of them. You can have them with the clothes, or you can just turn them into a full-on werewolf if you want. Okay. So I think you get more playability out of him and like more options out of that figure. With these collectors ones are just straight werewolves. Like if you want to build a werewolf pack, that's your werewolves. That's your straight werewolves who can mix in with like the NECA Werewolf for London one. So that I think that's more reckoning if you just want to build like a full-on werewolf pack. Loose collectors for you. If you want that werewolf by night, I would think Foray, Veteran Williams would be like would probably be your better option.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. Greg says one's black, one's white. Now play some. No, stop it. Just stop it, sir. Stop it. Art says I didn't pre-order it. Tight on funds. I'll pick it up at a toy show where 4 Horsemen frequent when it comes. Okay. Artie's design says couldn't pass it up. Going to be eating ramen for a while. Oh, you got Cocaine Bear? Everybody gonna get Cocaine Bear. The cocaine bear, the cocaine. he does all that. Shrine says the Black Wolf is calling me. There you go. It's a great looking wolf. Tyler says I don't like how big they are, but they still look good. I'm cool with the size. I want like a little bit of a hulking werewolf. Like that's not bad. It'll fit in somewhere. Like if you're doing toy photography, it'll fit in like very well with something that you're doing. Tyler says get them all. I wish. It says April for the first 2 and May for the second. Okay, that's good to know. Robert says Lady Death is great. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. RG says in typical fashion, ordered that female dragon. What female dragon? On 5K Toys. What female dragon? Hold on, I have the website up here. So let's see what RG is talking about. What female dragon is he referring to?
Yeah, I'm not much of a help there either.
What's the name of the female dragon, Art? Because I'm Yeah. Um, hopefully I'll get down to what Art says. Oh, and he said, "Am the snail shell bunny girl? Judge me all you want."
Yeah.
I think I did see that one. Snail shell bunny girl. I thought I seen it. Maybe I was looking at something else. Speech girl, tricky baby. Wow. Who's pre-orders? Okay, this one. Okay, gotcha. So this is when Art said he pre-ordered. Snail shell bunny girl.
Yeah. Oh, Art.
He's gonna have her at the casino dealing cards. Say, what's your poison, honey? RC says, I want the shell girl too. Damien says, is Savage Crucible? Is it Savage Crucible that's doing the Reptile Men? Trying to remember it. If so, I have my eye on those for cartoon D&D Avengers goons. Yes, that's the ones. Art says, go to pre-orders. It'll be next to the wolves. All right, so I've seen that one, but where's the dragon one? Female dragon? What you talking about? Oh, this one. Okay, I see it. It's not bad. Not bad looking figure. I don't know what I would use it for, but it's not bad. And if she comes with that, wow, she comes with a lot. See, and this one, like, the full price is $69 for all this.
Wow.
Plus the shipping.
That's a very
like it's not a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You put $10 down, and then when it comes out, you pay the rest. Let's see. And then Robert says, I wear Sailor Mars hoodie at work all day, and people ask if I'm a nerd. Yeah. Whatever. Who cares?
We're all nerds. Screw them.
Yeah. Hey, tell them go kick some rocks.
Everybody collects something. So if they ever accuse somebody, how dare you collect something? You collect something: shoes, hoodies, sweatshirts. You collect something. Exactly. Everybody does. So you collect what you collect. People got to just be cool with it.
Yep. Exactly. Now I will tell you what's scary. This one is just dropped. Poseidon just dropped. I just paid for mine, so I can't wait to get this.
Very Atuma looking right there.
Yeah, well, there's two different ones. There's this blue one, and then there is the regular skin one. I want the blue one because I didn't like all the other like Hades and Zeus already look this way, and I want to switch it up. So don't get me wrong, this one is cool. And I may come back later and get this one, but yeah, I just wanted the blue one to kind of offset the other ones. But I'm loving like Berserker Studio has been knocking it apart with these myth gods of nation figures. Mm-hmm. This is the third one that they've done so far. I can't wait to see who they're going to do next. But they've been killing it with these.
Nice.
And they even got Zeus still in stock too. So if you missed out on Zeus, he was the first one to get released. But yeah, get Zeus. You can grab Zeus. I don't know if Hades is still up, but yeah, there you go. Zeus is a great figure. So moving on real quick. So we looked at 5K. I want to talk about Fresh Monkey Toys. They did put out 2 videos so far. Of their new their new figures, the Operation Monster Force. So they have Detlef and Van Helsing. They do have it up on their YouTube channel as well, but if you go to their Instagram page, they have this video here talking about the articulation, some things they're going to go back and fix with these figures, which I have no problem with. But they look good. They look good so far. You're getting double jointed figures, pinless. It looks like they look pretty decent, and he does. I don't think I can fast forward this. Yeah, but he does show like the accessories that come with Declan, and he does put the attachments on him. So if you have a moment, go check them out and take a look at it. They really do go into detail with the figures. And then they got another one up, and they got tool and test shots as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're giving you a pretty good overview of it here for sure.
Yeah. And it's nice to see it with like all the armor on, how well it's going to move as well too. So you know how much range you're going to be able to get with these figures. And I guess it comes with a base as well. I didn't get to see this. I didn't get to see this one, but like I said, it is up on their YouTube page as well too. Them talking about it. Let's see. It says, I want the lizard for Elder Scrolls, D&D, and fantasy. They work with so many IPs. Very true. We need a comic Atuma and an updated Tiger Shark. Yeah. We have not got Atuma yet. So that'd be nice to have. Kwame, hey, what's going on? How you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you. My issue with Motu and other modern anime series is that they're too short. 10 episodes aren't enough. Yeah, like I said, they jammed a lot into 5 episodes, but it was well done enough so you didn't feel like you missed anything, but they got like the story fully like across. I think it could have been 8 episodes, probably, stretched out that last part, like the last 2 episodes a little bit more. But it was fine. I feel like it was enough. It got my attention span and was like, okay, it's not too much I have to take in right now. I can go watch something else if I want to.
Yeah, and that's always the question with streaming shows. I feel like if they're too long, people complain. Whatever. It's think of like the old Netflix Marvel stuff, right? 13 episodes, too many. They put out a 7-episode season. Oh, it's too short. So I feel like that's the problem with streaming is that, we all grew up on basically like 22 episode seasons on cable.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like focus in on what the perfect length is. And I feel like a lot of people, not I don't mean you, sir, the person just asked that, but like people, I feel like it's never just right. It's never, it's always that the porridge is too hot, too cold. The porridge is never just right when it comes to streaming shows, for whatever reason.
I think also too is attention span as well. Yeah, look at it like that. A lot of people now have a less attention span because they can binge everything.
Right.
They're like, oh, all the episodes of this season are out. I can go ahead and watch it right now. Finish it. Bam, I'm done. It's not like when we were growing up where it was like, oh, we had to wait week to finish watching 22 episodes of that season.
Mm-hmm.
Or a good 12 episodes of that season. I'm like, oh man, like, and then you don't have commercials either as well. So it makes it flow a lot quicker than usual. So now you're getting a full, how many ever minutes, like 30, 35 to an hour show now.
As opposed to like a 23 or a 42, whatever it might be. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Hey, what's going on? Justin Collects says, hello, gentlemen. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you're doing good as well. Don says, let's not forget Carl Weathers is in Operation Muscle Force. That is true. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me about that. I forgot he is in there. I don't think they have any pictures of
Archie, great point. We grew up knowing Patience.
Yeah, he is in it.
Well, hey, you know what though? Even nowadays, like I will totally include myself.
Yeah, that is
in that YouTube generation because it's hard for me anymore, man. To watch a whole movie at home is hard for me. Like even my toy hunts, I keep under like 15, 16 minutes because it's difficult for me to watch something that's over an hour. It's just where at the point I've gotten to with YouTube, or the ability to like fast forward and things. So like short form versus long form, you do have to consider that into how these different production companies do kind of factor in the episodes in their timing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. Like Dragon Ball Z, you definitely had to have patience because you had to have patience to watch that episode and then find out when the next episode was going to show because they always change the time with that one. Mobile says we knew how to amuse ourselves back in the day. That is very true as well too. That is very true. Like shoot, like we would watch like as kids watch an episode and do your own like second part to it with your figures that you had if you had the figures for that. If you watch One Piece, you have incredible patience. Yeah.
If you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you had amazing patience.
Yeah. After so many episodes, I was out. I was done. I think it was after that third or fourth, whatever season they went out in space. I checked out.
We've talked how many times about this. I'm a major defender of that show. I really enjoyed it. With that said, I would love to rewatch it. I could never do it. I could never go back. I think about it a couple times a year, and I could never sit there. I'd have to like literally lock my phone in a lockbox to force myself to watch the television because within 15 minutes of an episode, I'd be on Instagram or checking my YouTube or whatever. Like, it's unfortunate, but at the time I enjoyed it. But yeah, it'd be a slog now to get through.
Yeah, that first season was a slog to try to get through. I'm not gonna lie, that first season was tough.
Yeah,
yeah. Tyler says they would start over from the beginning, at least in Canada. For us in America, it was like you gotta find out when they're gonna show it. Gotham says no. Bart says no. The worst was Gotham. Dang. I never watched Gotham. I didn't have no interest in watching that.
Yeah, me either. That's not one I watched.
Here's Robert talking about we don't need more alternate skins from Jada. We need Sakura sooner than later.
You know what? I was talking about this last night, actually. This is something to keep in mind, people. So again, I love Marvel Legends. Dante, you collect. Marvel Legends tools their figures and builds their figures with the purpose of reuse. It's all about, okay, you might get an original sculpt here and there, and I have no problem with this, but they think to themselves, if we make this, how can we maximize this later on and reuse it? It's just a smart business philosophy, right? The thing with Jada is they're giving us all these original sculpts early. So they need to find a way to maximize that. Their interesting way of maximizing that is putting out alternate skins, putting out player 1, player 2. So you can't blame them for that because they put the money into the tooling to develop these figures. They can't just give you $1 and say we're done with it. They need to reuse that. And plus there's people that may not have found these. There's people that can't find the original figures. So putting out these alternate skins or player 1, player 2. I have the original Ryu. I have the I always call it the Paul Mart exclusive. I have that one as well. It just makes sense because you're giving people an opportunity to get a figure they may not have had or had the opportunity to buy, but people might want player 1, player 2 look. So I have no problem them doing this whatsoever. Like, you don't want it, just don't buy it. I don't mean that to sound negative, but I think it's a smart business practice what they're doing here.
I want an evil Ken. That's what I want. I'm down for this evil Ken.
I want evil Ryu.
I got evil Ryu. I need evil Ken.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I need a regular Ken first. I need regular Ken.
Yeah, I got mine on pre-order right now at the moment. So
I have that hope in my brain. I walk into one of the Targets in my area tomorrow or Sunday, and I'm that lucky guy that sees Ken sitting there. That's what I'm hoping for.
Man, my Target never has any of these. No Target I ever go to has any of these. Like, it has any Street Fighter figure sitting there.
Chun-Li has literally peg-warmed in my Target and also Archie's Targets, but other than that, nothing's ever freely available showing up. Like, I'm not the guy that walks in and goes, "Hey, I found Ken the first day." I don't get that. I don't get nice things like that.
Right. No, I understand. But they did announce these 3 from them, and then they had I forget who had the pictures out for it, but it did show like DJ. I think Six Pack shared it in our group. But they have DJ coming. We know Bison. Blanca's coming, so we know a good amount are still coming from this line.
Guile, we're getting Cammy. I mean, there's so many Blanca that are coming out.
And as well, and a shout out to Jason Lopez for always putting keeping the Discord chat up to date with all this information because I can't do it. I don't know how he does it, but he does it so well. But shout out to him. Thank you so much. Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 6 Ryu. So Storm Collectibles is getting back into Street Fighter again for some odd reason. They didn't finish their first
Imagine
line,
that.
but they're going
Imagine
to
that.
start Street Fighter 6, which
Imagine
boggles
that.
my brain. Like, why would you go with this? Like, why don't you just finish the line? You haven't finished Mortal Kombat yet, and you're jumping in Street Fighter 6. You haven't finished Street Fighter 5, 4 or 5 yet, and you're jumping into 6. I just don't understand with Storm Collectibles sometimes. I really don't. Let's see. Is there a link here for these? Nope, just don't link that. We'll pull these up here.
Ooh, yeah, those are for pre-order, right? The Legends.
Yes, they did go up for pre-order this week. Thursday. They went up for pre-order Thursday.
Oof, I'm not pre-ordering any, but I will probably be picking them up when I see them in stores. At least some of them I'll be cherry picking.
Yeah, these I'm excited for a couple of them. Executioner, I'm excited for. The Goblin Queen, since we kind of didn't get her in the HasLab, so we are getting these two. Execution, like I said, when we first talked about it, I felt like there was a couple things that could have been design wise changed on him a little bit. But I'm excited to get him as a figure. Nightcrawler, it's Nightcrawler. I already have one. Gene, Cyclops, figures that we've already gotten, all three. But then a new Magneto in this suit is a welcome addition to the collection. It's weird, which went good to it. But you get 2 head sculpts and another set of hands, open hands and fist hands. It's not bad. So not much more to ask for it with this one.
Yeah, I love the look of this. I'm not going to have.
I'm excited for it.
I'm not going to have an entire shelf of these. Like, I'm not buying them all. So, like, I don't know where I'd go with it, but I love the look of that Magneto. I really do. That unique look to it with the M on the costume there, the outfit. But yeah, I agree. I really feel as if the Goblin Queen and Executioner are the big ones here, and even Nightcrawler, Dante. I have it. You have it. Some people have multiples because of multiple heads. It's still pinless. It's still a new, relatively new buck. People have missed out on Nightcrawler, so I feel like those are the top 3 here. And then the others kind of filter in behind.
Yeah, I want to have my X-Men 97 shelf kind of like built out, which I want to have that kind of like have them, because when I look at these, they kind of remind me of like the old Toy Biz ones, like especially with Executioner coming out in that Toy Biz form, when he had the removable like little mask, which that would have been kind of cool with this one too. Like I think I said that as well with this Execution with the removable mask. That would have been kind of like extra head in there. Like that would have been kind of decent to throw in there as like kind of like a classic throwback to when we had Toy Biz that did it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because everybody knows I played a long game, and I grossly underestimated either the amount of these that be in stores or the demand for them, because I really thought I could play long game and get a whole set of these on clearance for my wall, because I love these, especially to put them on the wall. I just think the fact that we're getting X-Men 97 is a godsend. I'm so happy they brought that back. Bo DeMaio doing God's work, Disney Plus bringing it back. So to have a set on my wall was something I really wanted to do, but they dried up super fast. My Walmart never even had them. My local, I've never seen one of those at my local Walmart. I found one set at another Walmart, and then obviously Target had some pegs of them, but they either dried up quick or went to salvage. So that's the thing with these is I'd love to have a whole set of these for the wall, but I'm not somebody who pays a retail price for a whole wave just not to open it. I typically won't do that. So
no, I gotcha. Let's see. Um, Tyler says, expect another Jim Lee Cyclops with a comic head. RG says, find me Ken. Omega says, I take all color variants of Jada Street Fighter. And Stratton says, Sakura won't show up until they start making Street Fighter Alpha, which is very
Hey
true.
Omega, I'd like to point out Omega.
Justin,
I know I say Ryu now. He always busted my chops for saying Ryu. I've now trained myself to say Ryu. So I've done it, sir. I'm now officially Ryu.
My man. Just as having alternate skins for fighting games makes a lot of sense, and I feel like Jada is handling it super well so far, which is very true. Yeah. Omega says, Violent Ken, God Ken. Robert says, Fei Long and Chun-Li are on my local Meyer shelf. I don't think Meyer still sold figures at this point. Robert says, Goblin Queen and Pass. Tyler says, they will give us a comic version of Jean and Cyclops later, and a comic Nightcrawler. And Damien says, going to say, watch season 3 of Gotham, Dante. Best live action Mad Hatter we will get. Hope he is in Matt Reeves' radar for Batman 2. I can't. I don't want to watch Gotham without Batman. Like a young Bruce Wayne. Like, I just can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Like, I can't bring myself to do it. Tyler says, I have 3 Nightcrawlers. Sold 1. I want the pinless Jean and Nightcrawler. I think that's the only thing that's probably on movies is the pinless parts on them, because these are pinless figures.
Yep.
Fort Feather says, I'm basically all in on except for Executioner. He looks like an articulation department. He looks like he lacks an articulation department. Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, it's Executioner is going to be one of those figures. You're going to probably cut off some of the rubber and get some cloth goods for him. It's just going to probably have to be. He's going to be updated. Oh shoot! Hawk just fell over my desk.
It happens.
Columbus says, I really want the Magneto, but I'll wait for the sale. Damien says, Execution definitely a great pick. Still on the fence for Toon Sauron, Ahab, Colossus, Wave 3 Paps. Hopefully, if we get them. Like, I'm hoping. I am hoping. Quam says, I'm not getting all because most of us have all these. Yeah, that is very true. That's very true.
But it's still a good opportunity for people who don't have them to pick them up. That's one nice thing about it is, again,
that's right. Yeah,
a lot of people never got the Jean Grey Love Triangle 3-pack. They didn't like the cell shading on the animated VHS box. So like they know what they're doing. They're giving people options. And to the point you just read there, Dante, for a possible wave 3 of these things, I feel like we're in for quite a few waves of these. We already know we're getting a season 2. So I think that they're all in on this. I think they realize this is a great opportunity for them to put these figures out on these retro looking cards. And they know all the people like us who watched it as kids are all in as well. So I think we're going to get a healthy dose of these X-Men 7s for sure over the next, 3 to 5 years.
AZ Toy Hunters Guild says, hello, everybody. Hello. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Omega says, Ryu should be proud of you, Disavow. Damien says, no need to apologize. We have different tastes. Forfetter says, I'm all for soft goods. I wish they could have just went with soft goods. I know it's a hard thing to ask for on some of these Legends figures, but I think Executioner would have benefited more from soft goods than any figure out of this line. Don says, I went for Cyclops, Jean, Nightcrawler, and Executioner. There you go. But yeah, I'm excited to get these. I'm happy for them. I would love to have them on my shelf. Like I said, Executioner, Goblin Queen, and Magneto are ones that I really want the most. The other 3, I'm like, all right, they're cool.
Yeah, for sure. And even the Cyclops, like I'm kind of surprised what they did with him. I kind of feel like they could have just given us more. I guess the animated look, I suppose, but they could have just given us the VHS box figure with no cell shading, and they gave us different head sculpt and things. So
it probably is.
So yeah,
honestly, it probably is.
Maybe,
Well, it probably is a VHS one without the cell shading. I think it is a new head sculpt on it, but I think it probably is a VHS one with the head without shell shading. Then we get into G.I. Joe and had a lot of announcements this week. On Twitter, they posted, "Yo, Joe, today's the anniversary of the original action figure G.I. Joe in 1964. In 60 years, America's movable fighting men has come a long way. G.I. Joe Classified series continues a story tradition to celebrate, revealing pipeline render reveals throughout the day. So the first one they reveal, Carl Doc Greer. Doc's the name, Doctor's his game. And then it's not Dr. Zayas for you.
Zayas.
Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Oh, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Can I play the piano? Sure, you can. But yeah, Carl Greer looks good. He's got the flare gun. I don't know what this is. This another gun here, or is this a? I know it's a flare gun, but I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's another gun. It's like a big hole here. I don't. So I don't know, but he looks great. He comes with the everything. I forget what this is called.
I kept saying Gurney. It's not Gurney. It's yeah.
But yeah, he looks great. Like Carl Greer with the sunglasses on, he's about to take on some action.
Stretcher. Thank you, Robbie. Yes, I even last night when I was over on Joe Jerk, I could not conjure the word stretcher. I kept saying Gurney. One cool thing with that we noticed is that will probably have a peg on it to pop right on his back somehow, which would be pretty cool.
I'm sure it is. It's probably like, because this looks like it does fold up, so it's probably on the other side of him.
Yeah, so like a little cool, like a alternate for a backpack kind of thing. And the flare gun's cool too. I got to dig that. Like, again, anything you could use across lines is great. So having a stretcher and a flare gun, like you can use that in a lot of different ways with your collection. So,
and I can guarantee you right now, before this even drops, I guarantee you, Gridiron Studios will have a stretcher ready for them.
Oh yeah, yeah, they know what they're doing.
I guarantee it. Yeah, I guarantee they'll have a stretcher ready for him. Let's see real quick here. We got Fourth that says, I'm all for a new cable. What do you guys say? Yeah, bring on a new cable. Tyler says Akuna Matata. Don says G.I. Joe was hitting hard this week. They sure were. My boy Alcatraz says, yo, finally got some time to jump on and watch live. Hope everyone's doing well. Hashtag Dreadnoughts. Hope you're doing well. Doing as good as well. Doing well as well. It's weird to say as a sentence as well. Damien says, yo, Joe, another Dreadnought. Fourth Feather says, yeah, it's about time they brought Doc in. Dr. Bone says, love to see my favorite Joe finally add to Classified. Doc, and Stretcher. And then White Mike says, flare gun and taser stretcher. Fourth Feather says, let me see, Torch. We're going to get to him. Greg says, Doc needs more accessories. Gridiron and Anthratos are going to make a killing. I'm not sure who the second one is. I don't know if I even said that right. Ratface says, I really hope that Doc vest is removable. Dom says, Gridiron has a Doc set since at least last year. Oh, wow. I'm sure they'll probably update it again, though, too. Damien says, nobody wants to display anybody or a fig on a stretcher, surely. Well, I got stretchers. From Gridiron. And Grace says, Dante Giaggio made a Doc set with a stretcher a year ago already. Really? And Giaggio Classified? I don't remember. Was there a Classified Doc last year? No, this is the first time Doc was classified. I don't know. Do you remember, Tim?
Sorry, I was trying to listen to my girlfriend in the next room doing something on the phone. To be perfectly honest, there's lots going on in that room that I probably should be in there for and being left out of. Doc will be awesome with the Dragonfly. Hopefully they have an attachment for a stretcher. Sure. Yes. Sorry, Four Feathers. I was being distracted there trying to figure out what's going on in the next room. So yes, that'd be nice. That'd be cool.
Bart says, screw Doc, my Joes don't get hurt. This is GI Gridiron. And Bowen says, I hope there's a plug on the back of Dragonfly for the stretcher. And Don says, I think he was using Dusty as a base for Doc Custom. Okay. So move on. Then we got another Dreadnought. We got Torch here. with some a lot of gear on, like for him. He's got some flames. He got the flamethrower, uh, the hose, and comes with 2 pistols. I just look. I love what they're doing with Classifier right now. They are really hitting it out of the park. But can we get some extra hands on these Classified figures instead of just to like the trigger hands? Like it just really like it irks me so bad. Like I don't mean like I love what they're doing. It's just like can we just get some extra hands? That's all I'm asking.
All this other
All I
stuff
want
in
in this
there,
life.
right? They could do that.
Exactly. Like, that's all I want is some extra hands. Just extra hands. But you know what I might do? I have the gridiron flamethrower pack. I might see if that put that one on him and see how that works.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, because every time I zoom in like on a picture, it zooms this in too. All right, then we got Tiger Force, Roadblock, and Tripwire. Now, this is a 2-pack, which is so this one caused me dilemma. I like this Roadblock better than the first one we got, but I don't want to have to buy Tripwire to get him. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want. And why did it have to be Tiger Force though? Why did it have to be Tiger Force?
Of course, right?
Of all things, had to be Tiger Force.
Tiger Force. Why did it have to be Tiger Force?
Exactly. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Let's see. Robert says, I'm all in for the Hog Guy, Torch, and Jinx. Professor says, Dreadnoks. Damien says, I think the stretcher folds in half. Yes, it does. Mr. D. Blake Mate says, hello, mi amigos. What's going on, Damien? Tyler says, they definitely need more hands. Yes. I wish they just put more hands in there like they did with Mutton Junkyard. Damien says T-Rex vibes. That is very true. They do have like a T-Rex color vibes on them. Four Feather says, yeah, some extra hands would be awesome. They are doing that with certain deluxe figures from the line. Yeah. Damien says he's a garbage.
Yeah.
It says Roblox Retro. Yeah, I don't see the retro figures. That's the problem. I never see any of the retro figures at any stores I go to. My Walmart is cleaned out. My Target's cleaned out. Like none of these retro figures like everybody finds in their area, I don't never see them.
Wow.
Robert says Tripwire. Really? No, I don't know. Damien says, I'm kidding. I'm just stirring the pot. Rafe says, I'm passing on the Tiger Force, Roadblock, and Tripwire. I'm almost about to. And Tyler says they will release Roadblock on a retro card. I hope so. Easier to get on. White Man says Doc's supposed to come with a second set of hands. Oh, now that's good to hear. Greg says Tiger Force Tripwire only has a Joe kit, not the realistic OD kit. Strand says Amazon already released a classic robot. I might have to go back and see it. And Happy says I'm back.
Hey, there he is.
Tyler says stores I have to order online. That's most times what I do too. I order online as well. Greg says D Blake won't even make a Tiger Force sign for these. Happy loves the Tiger. Yo, you're the one of the very few people I know that like the Tiger Force line. I don't know too many people who love this. Don says retro figures are the mass release now. You can get them on BBTS and Pulse. I miss them on Pulse so much. I don't know how I do it. Damien says good offers on Hello Dope toys for Joe's, etc. That is very true too. Yes. And D Blake says, haha, nope. I draw a line at Tiger Force.
I was in early on with the Python Patrol stuff, the Bat, the Viper, the Officer, and eventually I got to the point. Most of those were on clearance prices too. And I got to the point where I'm like, again, space. Like I just don't need a whole section of these, and so I got rid of some of them, and I stopped buying otherwise. It's just I get it. I'm glad they're there, but I don't know. It's a lot.
The thing about like I just want like the normal colored Joes. Just give me the normal Joes and I'm good. I don't need Tiger Force. I don't like if you want to do that as a do that Target brand, fine, that's cool. I just want the normal colored ones and that's it. Like the original gear and original colors, I'm good with. Um, let's see. Then we have the Night Creeper joining the ranks. Two different head sculpts. Looks like another set of hands on this one. Chopping hand and throwing star hand. Backpack, crossbow, some knives, and yeah, there it says swords. Swords, yeah. But yeah, this one doesn't look too bad. This would be, I get two or three as army builders. I don't really need a whole lot. My Joe shelf is already like Cobra has taken over my Joe shelf, which is wild because of so many army builders that they have.
Yep, same here. I've kicked around selling off some of my army builders because, early on, if I got lucky enough to find, Vipers or off or whatever, again, like I bought, two or three or maybe four sometimes, the bats, whatever it might be. And even when I did my rearrange back here for my Joe shelf back behind my this way, behind this shoulder here, bad at this,
Right.
that shoulder right there. I was like, I'd have a lot more shelf space if I didn't have like 4 or 5 of some of these figures. So yeah, I'm trying to restrict myself anymore. And if anything, do 2 of these army builders because it's tough. It's money and it's space.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why like now it's like with the Joes is like with some of these army builders, I gotta cut it down now, especially with the Joes. The other ones I'm fine with, like Legends, I can do. I got space for them, but it's just the Joes. Like I have to spread them out now. Like I gotta find another spot. I gotta make another detail for space and detail for them, just them already.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous how much they've gone up, and I haven't even put in like I haven't found a spot yet for my his tank yet. And there's Joe. Like I still got Joe's.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like my his tank is sitting on my dining room table. Like I still haven't even like found a spot to put it at. And there's Joe's that I've gotten recently that are sitting on like with the his tank right in front of me. Like, okay, so I have nowhere to put them. Like, so I was putting with this his tank on top of the dining room table. It's a showpiece now.
Yeah. Well, and essentially it kind of is. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Like, obviously it'd be ideal to get into the toy room, but you're essentially using that as a showpiece. I mean, the more figures you can put on there, the better. But yeah, we've talked many times in the past. That's why I haven't been buying all the HasLab stuff because I know for a fact, I mean, Dante, that Galactus is still back here in the box. And I truly was going to open him in the last couple of months and I just didn't because I was like, I don't know where I want to go with it. So, and just wait till that friggin' helicopter ships, Dante.
That's going to be sitting right next to his tank on the dining room table.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a new dining room table today for my action figures. Yeah, it's if you want something, obviously you don't want to pass it up, especially a one-time opportunity like a HasLab. But yeah, it's a big part of it's where it's going to go and how am I going to accommodate that space?
Exactly. Next up on the block is Kim Jinx. I might butcher this, but I do apologize. Ashagi. I'm probably butchered that last name.
Don't make me say it, 'cause I get it right 9 out of 10 times off camera, and then on camera I will butcher it, and I'll get butchered for it.
But she come now. See another Joe that comes. Should be another Joe that comes with extra set of hands.
Uh-oh.
Why?
I feel the beef coming in the chat right now.
Man, what's going on, Prime first? 2024, I'm not beefing with him.
Uh-oh, what's that? There it is, Dante. There it is.
That's what brought him to the show. He's like, I don't even watch the show anymore, but I'll watch it for it because he's like, yo, Tim's wearing my shirt.
I'm going to totally send him like a 33-cent voucher that he has to pay off that I wear the shirt tonight.
Thank you, Bart. Rashikagi.
Thank you, Rasha. It's one of those things where, again, like 9 out of 10 times I nail it, and then I get on air and I'm like, Chicago, Rashashani. Yeah. So thank you for the pronunciation guide there.
I knew my Peter tingle was tingling. Yeah. That we call it Peter Tingle. Yeah,
If you real
but
quick plug for the man, if you don't own a Prime to the First arcade cabinet, there's something wrong with you. Go buy one.
very true.
You need it in your collection. They're superb. Hi, Josh.
Yes, I had the Avengers one, the Avengers cabinet, and I had like the Avengers team sitting next to it. So
Yep. Yeah, for sure. The X-Men cab I got in there. My Punisher Nick Fury one's always on display behind my review stand. They're just great products. So there it
oh
is,
yeah,
sir. There it is. But yeah, back to the figure here, man. Yeah, this is cool for me. I know some people were saying they didn't like the fact that you get the sleeveless arms. I think that's awesome. I dig it. The weapons are very
yeah,
cool. Anything that from the movie, again, it's hard for me to pass on. I got Chuckles back here behind me. Still haven't opened that either, by the way. Um, but again, that movie just hits such a nostalgia button for me that if you're gonna put a figure out from that movie, even remotely like it, I pretty much need it somewhere. So this I've been very selective my military figures in 2023 and going into 2024, Dante, as you're aware. But
right,
um, figures like this, or one we'll talk about very shortly, I'm sure, are just slam dunks for me. I need to have them in my collection.
yeah. And that shit looks good. I'm going to add to my collection as well. I know this is another big one that people were excited about as well. Debut of Dreadnought, Rawhide, Pork Belly, and Yabo. Why does it sound like a bad restaurant that you're getting some food from?
It does. And Dante, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I saw this, and all I could think was Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. I
Exactly.
see that friggin' warthog, man, and I'm like, oh, I need G.I. Joe animals, dude. That's the one. That's my kryptonite now. For Joe's, if there's an animal or animals included, I need to pick it up. I love Such a Good Boy from this past year. Our junk and our mutt yards. I said junk and let's combine those. Mutt and junkyard. Yeah, this is a pickup for me, Dante.
Yeah, yeah. This is definitely a pickup as well. Um, I'm a little curious about the sniper rifle case. It's just, I don't know. I like the one I got from Gridiron. I have that. I have one of theirs. So this looks. He looks great. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like, man. It's one of those ones like, wow, how good is that sniper? Is that sniper rifle going to be? And I say this because I know most people have gotten it. Like it's going to be warped, like most weapons have been. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this will be reused from low light, right? I'm guessing that's the same weapons case and sniper rifle from low light. I would
I have
think
no
that I
idea.
doubt they've
Oh,
made an entire new case, but the one nice thing, Dante, to put out there is the fact that it's going to be in a window package. I feel as
yeah,
if when it's window packaging, the weapons are slightly less warped because we see them. Whereas when they throw them in a
yeah,
box, I feel like you have less of an opportunity, obviously, to inspect them. So if you're going to play the game and pick it up at retail, like I'm guessing it's going to be at a Target or whatever, you can at least check out the warpage. That's a word, warpage, and kind of see how bad it is and everything else. But
yeah.
yeah, one way or the other, I need those animals in my collection. Oh, and also hopefully that damn hat comes off his head too.
Maybe I'm just looking at that monkey. Look, that monkey's been through some fights. He's wearing a patch.
All I want to do
Like
is put
it's
it
like
next to my hit monkey. That's what I want to do next to hit monkey.
but that monkey looks like he's been at like the card games and somebody he didn't have enough money and somebody got upset at him and stabbed him in the eye and was like, yo, it's like I'll never play cards with that monkey again. Like
For any It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia watchers, I feel as if there's a joke here at the Thanksgiving episode. I want that eye.
yeah.
Give me your eye. Now, Dante, I didn't take too close of a look at the monkey. Is there any articulation at all in that thing, or is it just plastic?
No, I think it's just I think it's just set like that. It doesn't look like there's two as maybe the hands it looks like. I
Yeah, that's
can't
what I
really
was trying to
tell
see. The
because of the
paws or the
fur.
hands might move, I think. That's about it, probably.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get like a whole lot of articulation out of that monkey. I don't even know what the monkey's name is. I don't even know if that's Yabo or whatever his name is. I'm assuming Port Belly is the warthog and No Hide is the guy. I don't know.
Mhm.
Look, I'm
Yes,
not.
I
I
think that's
didn't. I
correct.
never said I knew my Joes,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I'm at the point now we're so deep into the Joe line where I still don't know. I'm still shocked I didn't fumble the Mutt and Junkyard. I don't think I've ever screwed up their names up to this point. But yeah, I'm with you, man. And that's why I've kind of backed off a little bit because I had so many Joes as a kid, but honestly, I was very young. So we're getting deeper into the line, and I'm like, yeah, if it looks cool, I'll get it. If I have nostalgia, I'll get it. But I need to somewhat just pump the brakes a little bit, you know?
Was it? Did it have names right on them? No, it doesn't show the name. It just says no high pork belly yabo, yobo, yobobo, yobobo. I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, like, these are great. They're gonna look great in your collection. You're gonna get them. But that was, they did drop a good bit of stuff here for this week from GI Joe. So that was very interesting to see. I think some Joes are starting to ship out too. I think some of the army builders are starting to ship out for the Joe side.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been curious about the distribution with them because Walmart, I've seen nothing new after Rock and Roll and Shipwreck and those. So I'm curious to see. Obviously, Target has their exclusives, but Mutt and Junkyard, other figures have been showing up at Target too. So I'm curious if we start getting these current waves at Wally World as well, because I haven't been seeing them there at all.
Yeah, like I said, my Walmart that's close to me usually has nothing. It's always picked clean.
Yeah.
Like last thing I seen there that they had that was remotely decent was that new Shredder that they had that came with a comic in it. But that was it. My Walmart is just like pick clean. Like there's barely anything to even see.
Yeah, I think they're again. They might be starting a reset. I've seen some things moved around recently at my local. This weekend, I'll report back more when I get out to some other stores out of the area. There it is, one of the best names in all of social media history. Mama said, "Pop you out's in the house."
Pop you out. What's going on? Yeah, I think that's the issue too. Yeah, you're very right. Walmart has a serious distro issue with number of toy lines. It at this point, I don't even know. Real quick, we go through these comments before we go ahead and wrap up the show, everybody. So let's see what we got. Let's see. Let me go back a little bit. All right. Yeah, we'll go here. Tyler says Night Creeper is just a nice way to say peeping Tom. Greg says Snake Eyes basically Night Creepers yet classified as now only getting it. Four Feathers Night Creeper is a long game. White Mike says give me all the Joes. Happy says my his tank's still in the shipper box.
I feel bad about Galactus then.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You shouldn't feel bad about Galactus. Big G beast in the box.
You can't see him beside me over here. He's literally always just watching, judging, staring at me.
When you gonna let me out?
Yeah.
Let me out. He's like Han Solo and Carbonite.
Yeah, indeed. Yes.
Bart says Dante, these are real American heroes. Fine space. Well, they served the country very well. Now they're about to get back to. Greg says Jinx, I do wish she has swap arms for a sleeve version. That blindfold works on both heads, right? That's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to see more when
I'll go
the renders.
I'll go the solid. Sure.
I don't know because they were just renders, so I couldn't say yes or no until we finally see like the final product. We'll know for sure.
Yeah, the arm thing, I'm not surprised we didn't get that because they're going to reissue it. We're going to get it with sleeves. It's going to be a retro card probably. So they know what they're doing. They're maximizing profit as well, for sure.
Four Feathers says his tank on the dining room table. That's right. That's where it sits. Stratton says Jinx. Robert Diaz says I'm buying 3 of her. Bart says Rashikagi. Again, thank you. A2 says Prime. Damien says Ashiga. Say like that. Ashiga. How do you know if I'm even saying that right? Connor says it hurts to hear Disavow had 4 Joe builders. I still have trauma looking for those and couldn't find one. I'm telling you, it's tough out here in these streets.
It's all about being right place, right time. That's
Is
honestly, I
that yeah?
mean, it's obviously the old 3P philosophy pays off. But even with patience, persistence, and all that good stuff, it's luck. It's about right place, right time. Like Ross, you walk in, you grab it,
Exactly.
it's gone.
Prime first says, "Thanks, fellas. You're welcome, Prime. You're always welcome there, buddy." Rafe says, "Jinx will look great with the hand ninjas." Yes, she will. Definitely, she will look great with them.
I wish I owned some
Bart's,
of those.
you sure? You sure you don't own some? You bought half mine's up in Delaware, sir.
Dude,
You brought up all the ones in Pennsylvania. You brought up all the ninjas in my area.
I was teasing in a chat the other day with Archie and some others, and I literally said they're everywhere. And between Ollie's and other discount stores, I find them everywhere. Like I bought them and shoved them places. I found one in my car I didn't even remember buying. Like it's raining hand ninjas. Hallelujah! It's raining hand ninjas. Amen. Really.
It's funny is I still have 3 that I bought from Ollie's and never even opened.
Yeah. I want to paint one. I don't paint things. So I'm like, one day when I'm really bored, I'll bust it out and try to do a crappy paint job on one. But yeah, man, they're good. They're fun. It's all about fun.
Exactly. Bart says, Joe movie figures, yes. Cobra, a lot. Hell no.
la, 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 la.
Pokey says, I'm all in classified acts for, so I cherry pick everything else. Nice. Don says, I had no hide as a kid, so excited about this one. Damien gives a thumbs up. Prime says that's a must. Tizzle says, yeah, the more I look at this, pretty cool animals.
Oh yeah.
They're about to be on the shelf next to you, right next to Cocaine Bear. Damien says probably near 40 for this set. Probably. Maybe.
For the Warthog set he's
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I would say, I mean, looking at that, I mean, what was Mutton Junkyard? Was that 39, 40?
Yeah, they were like around like 30 something, like 30 or 39, I think.
It seems like obviously we got a lot more accessories regarding hands with that, but I would think maybe a little more. It's a lot of plastic in that box the way it looks. So
that's what it was. Sorry, it was the vamp that I've seen people getting. People were getting their vamps.
Oh, okay.
Dom Chichiro says that rifle looks like straight reuse from Low Light. Promises I'm picking this one up now, and when they hit Ross. Grace says, "Yep, it's Low Light sniper set." Grace says, "Prime needs the monkey." He said, "Watch us the monkey." Forfeit says, "James, yes, or fighting some fist ninjas." Forfeit says, "No hide is definitely a pickup for me." White Mike says the hat will come off, and I think he's supposed to have scars underneath it. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Pretty cool. Nice touch.
Bone says, Dante, you got the names right on him. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you nailed it. You got it.
Tyler says, I definitely need a warthog. I think we all need a warthog in our life.
Hakuna Matata.
Along with a cocaine bear.
That's right.
Everybody needs a bear. Okay, let me stop calling him Cocaine Bear for Four Horsemen come up to me. Hey, can you stop calling him Cocaine Bear?
Cease and desist.
They probably won't cease and desist. You'll be like, hey, there's probably email me like, hey, can you stop calling it the Cocaine Bear, please? He doesn't come with packets of it, and we.
Not
but I'm telling you, somebody will have a picture of that bear doing cocaine.
Well, I had said from forever ago, all I wanted to do was just get like powdered sugar and just douse my Ursa Major with it. And I just never did it because I figured I'd be freaking like hardcore demonetized or like on a watch list from somebody or something. So I was like, It's a good idea. I'm not going to do it because I don't need to deal with the ramifications of doing said thing.
Exactly. But I'm going to do it anyway, so I don't care.
Hey, Carver, what's up?
Gridiron says, Dom says Gridiron's just put out a six set for Mutt and Junkyard. Yes, they did. I did see that. Chad sent it to me. It was looked pretty good. Forfeit says he should come with more hands. I agree with you. Grace says Prime, you need it for a Jack Sparrow custom figure. Pokey says Paul sent me a second Mutt and Junkyard by mistake and never charged me for it. Keep it. Do with it what you want. I've had that happen to me, and just don't say anything. Don't just be like, cool. It's cool. They did that to me with that 2-pack with the Shield and Hydra female 2-pack. They sent me an extra set. I'm like, I only ordered 6. They sent me like somehow I got 8.
Winning.
Abnola says, yeah, I'm like, I'm not saying nothing about this. Abnola says that monkey looks like he's been screwed by Tiny Mac one too many times. He's like, those were falling fingers. Grace says, Pokey, just send me that second set. Thanks. Promise is great. Then I'll need a Jack Sparrow too. Forfeit says, Pokey, they're watching. They're always watching. Mike says, 60th anniversary Joe Dyer from Amazon ship. Yes, I did see that too. He is starting to ship as well. Greg, Dante said, you could show people that IG who has dog heads to replace Junkyard. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me get through this real quick and then I'll bring it up. I did forget. I forgot you did send that. I forget stuff so quickly anymore.
Oh, there's a lot out there, you know. Sorry.
Yeah, there is. Easy 200 says, hunt smarter, not harder is my motto. Very true. Meg says, come hunt in California. It'll be fun. Well, some places I heard you can find stuff. Some places you can't. It's a weird mixed bag out there as well, too. Robert said, I found a WWE Slam Balance for $2.99 today at Goodwill. That's not a bad price for it. I'll pick it up for $2.99 because it is a decent little vehicle to have. Forfeit says, damn, this value. You even find stray hand ninjas in your car.
Who's got 2 thumbs and lots of hand ninjas? This guy.
Bart says, "Got to run, guys. Got to be up at 5. All right, have a good one, Bart. Thanks for hanging out." AZ 200 says, "I found stuff in California when I visit. It's not that bad." Damien says, "Fun show and chat all. Thank you, appreciate you." Carver Keston says, "Hey fellas, how's it going tonight?" It's going good, Brian. How you doing? A2 says, "Hey Carver." NJ3 says, Myth Legion style Tony Montana office diorama in the works. Damien says, did you ever have Destro's Despoiler from 1998? No, I had no G.I. Joe figures when I was a kid. Believe it or not. I wasn't even allowed to watch the show. So that's why, like, as an adult now, like, getting these is like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, I like these characters. So I'm just like kind of like knowing, like, getting to know like who half of them are. Conan says, Disavow, are you up to date on X-Men books? Asking because of that poster.
This way. Yes. Up to date as in like the last 4 months or so. I don't get to my shop more than probably once or twice a month anymore. So I tend to read essentially like 4 to 6 issues in a row. So I think I'm caught up to like some of the Doctor Doom stuff from X-Men with the Fall of X. They really kind of disillusioned me with letting Hickman go from that series. I kind of feel like the whole X-Men thing kind of fell apart when Hickman left, unfortunately. So I was slightly disillusioned, but yes, I am pretty much in the loop with what's going on there. But I kind of feel like they got to let Krakoa die at this point, like move on, relaunch it. They squeezed as much blood out of the stone as they could with this thing. That's why Hickman left. So yes, I've been enjoying it, but I'm mostly caught up. Well past this part. Yes, well past that.
Yeah. Robert says, why were you not allowed to watch G.I. Joe as a kid? It sounds like abuse. No, it wasn't abuse. Just the way that I grew up, religious wise. So that's really the only reason why. Like the same reason why I really wasn't allowed to watch Thundercats, but I knew of them. I knew Thundercats better than I knew of G.I. Joe. Because G.I. Joe was like, you had like a ton of characters. Thundercats, you had like certain, like it wasn't like a ton of characters to learn about. So that's the only reason why. So there you go. But this who Greg Greg was talking about here. Sure, pop it up here. It's Metaverse Customs. And they have the dog heads here that you can put on your mutt. Or was it Junkyard? So he's got different versions of the dogs. They look real good. Look awesome.
Oh, cool.
I think there was another picture of it as well. Yeah. So yeah, these as well here. Just have the heads on Junkyard himself. But yeah, you go check him out. Uh, and that is Metaverse Customs, Metaverse underscore Customs, I should say. So go check him out. The Red Sony scope. Yeah, a couple of scopes. I've seen. I think I do follow him. I can't remember. I think I follow him on my personal page. I don't think I follow him. Yeah, it was on my personal page. I follow him. But yeah. So many scopes. This is from I think STL Collections. Yeah. Where he has a classic George Perez Starfire head sculpt. Yeah, so there you go. Somebody check out, and see some good stuff from. That's it from me. Well, that's it for this show tonight. I don't have any. Oh, I do have a couple things out. You have anything, Tim? Before we head out here.
Nah, not really. New toy hunt probably coming out tomorrow. Just about action figures, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing really crazy going on my life here. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Okay. So join us Sunday. IE Creators will be back. We'll have super action stuff with us. Greg from his accessory toy line, which has been knocking it out of the park with all great stuff. The arcade just released on his website as well. So you can get that on his website. So he'll be joining us on Sunday. And then, like I said, to all our channel members, we'll find out who will be on with us next Friday. I just have to double check it one more time, and hopefully I will be able to put that out on Monday. So if you're a channel member, you'll find out first, and then everybody else will find out a little bit later in the week. So trying to give like the channel members a perk, trying to figure like a perk of like who is going to be on. So, but I would tell you, it's not an episode you want to miss. But if something changes, I will let everybody know if anything changes. But yeah, definitely we'll be back anyway. Next Friday. So other than that, and then I will be doing another Gundam stream. I'm not sure if it's going to be next week or the week after, because of live streams. No, it's not going to be Rob Liefeld. I'm telling you that right now. Rob Liefeld's not welcome on the show. I don't care. I don't care anything. He's not welcome at all. He can go kick all the rocks in the world. No. Never be Rob Liefeld. It's something, heck on this Hulk keeps falling all of a sudden. It's something I would say like we've all seen. Most of us have seen, and we like. And it'd be kind of good to get some insight on that show. So, for us, I don't like Rob Liefeld. He can't draw feet. And this guy's arrogant. He's arrogant. Piece of garbage. Sorry. That's just my personal feelings on him. Everybody else may feel differently, but that's just my personal feelings on him. And I have to give shout out to Ash Figgy Skinny. Thank you for Spider-Man. I finally got my animated Spider-Man finally, after Target had canceled mine for so long ago, never sent it to me. So I finally had that in my collection. My animated series of Spider People is now finally complete. So now I have the VHS. I have my old bitty Aunt May. That's it. I'm good. I finally feel like it's complete now, because I had this Spider-Man sitting there for like the longest time, and it just did not feel right. So
nice.
So I think that is it. It says the old dude that witnessed Dante get his comics. They probably don't even use that poor guy anymore. That man was on the cane over there hustling. Other than that, that is it. That's going on this week. So we will see you next Friday. Or excuse me, we'll see you Sunday, and then we'll see you next Friday. And like I said, maybe another stream during the week. I'm not sure what day, but because it's hard to find a day that nobody's not streaming. It's so hard to find a day.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to impede on anybody else's stream even as well. So there you have it. All right, folks, you have a great weekend. Take care. We'll see you back here on Sunday for IE Creators. For me, from Tim, hope you have happy hunting. And remember, don't tear your tricep trying to pick up a toy. And one other person wants to say goodnight. Good night, everybody. And get that CM Punk toy off my stream. Get him out of here. Can't stand it.